Well. Welcome back to the MCSR Ranked Season 6 playoffs. Do we have a match for you? Do we have a match? It's going to be Silverr versus Feinberg. I'm still here joined with Parker Recrap. Parker, how excited are you for this match on a scale of 1 to 10? Like a 15, a 16?
Yeah, like 15, 16 territory. Maybe even 17, This is gonna be really
Wow.
good. We have I think in season 1, these two tied Elo. Feinberg's
Yeah.
been an old school player coming back, learning all the new strats. Silverr always on top of his game with everything that he's learning. I'm just beyond excited. They're good friends. They've been playing each other, it sounds like.
Yeah.
I think Silverr
Yo,
just woke up, so maybe
we
he's
have,
not
I was just
as
saying, we
in.
have, we have insider info. I lied to you. They have not been playing private rooms so far today because Silverr woke up 10 minutes ago. Silverr woke up 10 minutes ago. So they have not been playing private rooms so far today. He's a little EP guy, and it's okay. It's fine. Very excited to see how they do. But before we get into that, we have two things. One, let's head over to the bracket. For anyone that's missed it so far, let's take a look. We had Eric beating Ral in a phenomenal set of a best of 5 today. And then we just had Beef Salad versus True Role play, where Beef Salad won 3-1 to secure another group. And I've been saying semifinals. It's the flipping quarterfinals. It says it up there. It says quarterfinals. So my bad. Now, of course, we have Silverr and Feinberg, and then later on today, we're gonna have Ox Idiot, Danny Boy. Parker, anything about this so far that's kind of surprised you, or things you're looking forward to maybe next weekend that's happened so far already?
I really like the Eric storyline. He had to fight his way through the quals. He's beat Automat and Ralph, both people who've been playing in the playoffs before. This is his first time in playoffs. I think he said at the beginning, I was just happy that I got to play here. But now he's won his first 2 matches, 3-0'd the first one. I'm really excited. He's an up and coming runner.
I think that Eric guy, I'm not really too familiar with him, but
Oh, yeah.
it seems like a chill dude. Seems like a chill dude. Happy that Eric is doing good so far. I mean, this honestly for me, like this Beef Salad True Role game to me showed how high the skill ceiling is right now with everyone. I mean, that was a phenomenally played game. And again, Ral's 4th seed, I believe, in that Eric Ral matchup was so well played, and the skill ceiling of all these runners is just so high right now. And we haven't even seen the top 4 seeds yet. We haven't seen Dugal, we haven't seen Loki, and we're already seeing these such high quality games. So I think we're going to see more of that with Silverr and Feinberg. But before we get into that, let's head over to a very special video that was made for this season of Ranked Playoffs. I honestly don't know too much about it. All I know is that it's a very cool stats video that will tell us a little bit more about the runners, their performances, maybe some stuff about MCSR Ranked over this season. So I'm very excited. I'm not the stats guy, but I'm excited. And let's take a look at it.
Hello everyone, I'm Nadi, and it's time for the stats segment of this season's playoffs. What I've done is gather the data and present it in a way which is hopefully easily digestible, and maybe we'll get some insights from it. Stats has always been something I crave at tournaments, so it's awesome to be here today to discover some cool shit about our 16 gamers. Let's get started. So, question 1. Who touches the least grass? By this, I mean who's played the most games. Here we have a bar chart representing the number of matches each player has played across the 4 months of Season 6. And I've missed off the x-axis intentionally. There is one person who played more than 2,000 games, literally going off my chart. Who do you think it is out of our competitors? So here's all the players, and we can see it is the Big Mungie himself, with a very nice 2,069 games. On the flip side, the player with the least amount of games is Ultimate, with 244, which is still quite a lot, more than me anyway. I'll leave this up for a second for you to take in. Now, that's well and all, but how much time does that actually equate to? Now, the playtime stat tracked by rank is solely measured by in-game time, but I'm more interested in like a total playtime of players, so with queue time included. So I checked an 8-hour Mungie stream with him around 2000 elo from last season, and I counted that he managed to get 35 games done. This comes out to just under 40 minutes per game, and this can be broken down further to 8:15 spent actually in the game, and 528 spent queuing, reviewing replays, or doing whatever, warming up. This is pretty much exactly a 60-40 split. So multiplication later, and we get that Mungi has roughly 470 hours on ranked over the 4-month period that was Season 6, which is not that bad, I guess. Don't listen to the haters, Mungi. Keep playing. God damn it. What is this thing? This question is pretty difficult to answer, and I won't be able to do it justice in this small little segment. That said, we can look at the relatively one-dimensional statistic, which is average completion. It's important to remember though that an average, a mean, it isn't the whole story to someone's speedrunning profile. There's variance. Sometimes someone might be extremely slow and extremely fast. Sometimes people crumble under pressure. Sometimes people die a lot and forfeit immediately. There's a lot of tales which this number doesn't tell. However, alongside ELO, it's a pretty good representation of a player's skill. For this section, I felt like doing something that no one's ever done before, and that would be plotting the distribution of every single player's average completion in Season 6. Along the x-axis are dozens of 15-second ranges from 8 minutes up until 30 minutes, and the vast majority of the player base has an average completion which slots into one of these ranges, maybe even yours. The y-axis represents how many players have one of these averages, and this whole thing is called a histogram. It hosts a pretty lopsided distribution, and that's because as you get better at the game, it gets harder and harder to improve your average, of course. Our medium player lies at the 1730 to 45 class, right about here on the histogram. Alright then, let's check out where our competitors sit. So our 3 demons with the fastest averages are Hax, Loki, and Dougal. No surprises there. One thing to note is that Benfi, despite being almost 2 minutes slower than our fastest players, still maintained a top 10 placement last season in phase points, which is like, kind of insane. I'll leave this up again for you to make your own judgment. I will say though, with Dougal having not yet played a game in the current season, Loki is running rampant with a 938 average, and that's across 78 completions by the way. Someone may prove themselves to be the best this weekend and next, but I want to know who is reigning over everyone else over the 4 months of Season 6. Just like last time, I made a histogram, this time of everyone's ELO at the end of last season. Each bar now represents a 20 ELO range. A lot of people this season realized that ELO kind of felt a bit off, and you can kind of tell from this graph. I haven't done too much digging into it, but we can see that the number of players decreases past 1000 ELO. However, past 1700 ELO, high-level players seem to just be smudged across the axis up until 2400. ELO in games typically follows like a nice curve which slowly leans itself into the axis, but that isn't really what we observe here. Anyways, here's the median at 950 ELO, and we can take a look at where our pros are. So it makes sense that our underdog LCQ winners are at the bottom of this range, since you need ELO for phase points and you need phase points to qualify normally. At the very top of the ranks we have Doog and Loki, actually sharing first place with 2413 ELO. But this isn't really satisfying. We can't have 2 best players. Luckily, we're missing a dimension. Well, that was pretty cool, wasn't it? Too bad you can't read it. Alright, so maybe I spent hours and hours on something which looks like spaghetti, but we can still get value out of this kind of thing if instead of just tracking all 16 players ELO, we track 5 players ELOs. Those 5 players would be Dougal, Hax, Loki, Ral, and Oxy. The reason we choose these players is because they've all been ranked number 1 at least once during Season 6. So, once again, with proper color coding this time. Ral managed to take first place for a total of 2 days, while Oxy took it for 8. However, The other 3 were kind of just in a league of their own. 30 days for Loki, 39 days for Hax, and the only player who can be considered most dominant of Season 6 is Dugal, with 43 days as number 1. But the question is, can he convert that success into another playoffs win? If you want to watch this video again, I'll be uploading it on my channel after the stream ends. Also, make sure to go over there and subscribe, because I'll be making more stuff like this in the future, and I like my numbers going up, so yeah. Anyways, best of luck to everyone playing today. You've really done great to make it here, so congrats. I've been your host Nadi, and I hope you have a nice day.
Yo, okay, chat.
Wow.
If we can't get Natty to 1,000 by the end of the day, there's what, like 4 million people here?
There's a problem if it's not 1K.
Can we get Natty to 1K by the end of today? That video was so good. That was really, really, really impressive, and a lot of in-depth stuff there that makes a lot of sense to kind of what we've seen so far and what we can expect to see going on. And it's a reminder, and it's kind of what we just talked about. Like, we've seen so much high-level gameplay so far, and we haven't even sniffed Dugal, Loki, Hax, like these people that are just dominating this graph that we just saw. It's unreal. It really is.
Yeah, I really like seeing numbers get given to how long people have been in that number 1 slot, you know? Because if you're not super observant of like who's number 1, it's like who really is the best? I think a lot of people are thinking Dug, Loki, Hax, and it shows, you know, they were the ones who held number 1 slot the most. I really like this video though. There's so many cool and interesting stats, and just the fact that it was made in general, I think the speedrunning community as a whole is so cool that it's open. There's so many like awesome coders, people behind the scenes. Yeah, I love it.
No,
I love it. It's a great
you're
community.
absolutely right. And it's, you know, speaking personally, I think that's why you're here right now, like commentating, like you're giving your time because you love this. You love what we're doing. Yeah. It's why I've given my time. It's why I wanted to originally, you know, make a lot of the art stuff for this. It's what I can do to help support the scene and the community. And it's what so many other people do in the scene that makes it so special. It's what Oliver does. It's what Fulham does. It's what Red Lime has done to make the mod in the first place. Like, there's so much cool stuff. And because of that, we get to watch some incredible, incredible matches. And let me tell you, the one we're about to watch between Silverr and Feinberg is going to be absolutely phenomenal. So let's pull up whoever's card is first. I'm ready to go. I'm ready for action. It's going to be Silverr. We haven't seen Silverr yet. And oh my God, you want to talk about some Minecraft accomplishments. What stands out to you here, Parker?
I just see winner, 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 all on the right. It's not like I got second place, I got third, I participated. Silverr has won. And as we saw, I think in the Fulham streamer or MCSR awards, he had the coolest play of the year, winning not just a tournament, but a very high stakes game from Kai Cenat. Winning, yeah. I think, what was it, like $10,000, $20,000?
It was like $10,000 and 500 gift subs, like just insane, just absolutely insane. And just did such a good job representing the MCSR community as a whole. So Silverr, it just, I'm so excited. Everyone knows I am like the biggest Silverr guy. I think Silverr is one of the best players in the world, if not the best player in the world. 10:37 average time, 7:16 best rank time. And the thing that stands out to me is Silverr does this with, look at the games played. 240 wins, 150 losses, less than 400 total games played. And that's because, like, for lack of a better term, I'm going to say this super nicely, this guy, like, has a life. Like, Silverr has a lot of school, locks in, and barely plays ranked. So it's so impressive that Silverr, like, locks in as good as he does and is going to put on a phenomenal show for us today.
Yeah,
I'm really excited.
He's a practice demon. I think a lot of people think of Silverr, it's like, why is he practicing so much? He practices everything. And I know he recently changed up his hotbar layout, so it's totally different. Yep. Totally different visually. So is he going to be completely adjusted to that? What is the Silverr learning curve? Is he 100% used to it? 90%? 80%? That can make a difference in these games.
You know, I think that's honestly a great point because of that. And like, it's something that he's done so much to kind of like practice getting up to the season. I mean, he's barely played ranked at all this season. It's been only practice really. So interested to see that. But of course, the opponent is not really a slouch either. 32-time all events and world record holder. arguably the greatest Minecraft player of all time. 737 ranked average, 1043 average time. So a very less than 10 seconds average rank time between these two players. One thing I didn't point out when we were looking at Silver's screen, 5-2 for Silverr, 2-5 for Feinberg. Is that something that you think? Do you read into that at all, or do you not really? Small sample size.
I mean, I think I do. I think I got to. But I mean, at the end of the day, it's these 5 matches that matter. You know, you can have better stats than people, but upsets happen. Upsets happen all the time.
Yeah, I mean, absolutely. I mean, that showed we already had an upset. Like Rao lost to Eric, even though I think the season Rao was like 14-5 versus Eric or something. So, you know, these upsets can happen. I believe last seed even Tutorul, I think, was up on Beef Side like 13-11 or something. So actually, the person who's had the worst win-loss so far has been the winner. And that's just kind of, you know, regardless of there's obviously other factors, tourney nerves, etc. I mean, I think that's the thing that really stands out to me. These are 2 of, if not genuinely, the 2 most experienced overall Minecraft tourney players of maybe anyone on the planet. Obviously from playing Twitch Rivals, from doing the Zafio events. I mean, both of these players have done so much, and to finally meet in ranked playoffs, it's going to be a joy to watch.
Yeah, and that's why we're here. That's why all of us are here, getting excited. We're looking at all the win percentages now.
Whoa! There is one thing that really stands out to me here.
Is it the... Oh, wait, I didn't see... 82?
82.
82? Yo, how
what
did you
is
get
happening?
82% win rate?
Is Silverr okay? Like, what is happening? What is going on Silverr's
Yo,
win
I
percentage?
saw the 75 and I thought that's what you were talking about.
Dude, I was talking about the 45 for Village. Like, what is going on?
I don't know what's happening here. Maybe it's like low sample size, like the numbers are off.
Yeah,
But
I mean,
all
so like
of these
that's
numbers
the thing.
apart from 45 are just so high. Like in a lot of the other sheets, we've seen like 50s and 50s. These are 60s.
No, this is 82 is by far the highest win percentage we've seen of anyone. Now, remember, Silverr has played out of anyone so far besides Automat the least amount of ranked. And last season, what was the Ruin Portal percentage for high level player? Like 10%, 5% maybe. So we're taking 5% of 400, which is 16 seeds, which is like nothing, So that's just going to be, you know, you win 12, you go 12-4, like you could go 12-4 in just a ranked day, right? So like it's not too much to read into maybe, but I'll tell you what, it looks really cool on this chart right now. It looks really good.
Really cool. Yeah.
It looks really good on this chart. It's really crazy. It's exactly 14 for 17 according to Fulham. So that's pretty I mean, listen, that's pretty good. That's a pretty good thing. Fine has the better average time though. And I mean, Silver's best time besides BT is on Village, where he has a 45% win rate. So looking at this, I have no idea what to expect. I'm going to assume Silver's going to ban Desert Temple just to be like silly to Feinberg. Feinberg does get the first ban though. I would imagine you probably just ban Ruin Portal from what Feinberg has said. It's going to be Shipwreck Desert Temple. So very interesting ban from Feinberg. I think it does make some sense. Like Silverr is like kind of that RSG oceany type of person, even though he doesn't play too much RSG like anymore. Like just the knowledge, I think, there with Fine, not even so that Silverr has so much over other players. It's more so it's something that Fine is much less comfortable with playing, you know, all advancements and not as much, you know, traditional RSG compared to other players. So I think it does actually make some sense.
Yeah, I agree. The only other argument would be like maybe Buried Treasure, but I guess Silver's not a super RSG player these days, you know? He's all in on ranked.
I think Shipwreck is also like you just get better food in BT. It's a little bit more safe. Like I think it does just make more sense to kind of get that. I'm super pumped. I think this is going to be a phenomenal matchup between 2 of the best runners that MCSR has ever had to offer. And I think both of these players are ready to put on a show. So I'm super excited to see how it goes. We'll hop into it soon. This is just going to be super interesting. The other 2 seed types, it's going to be Ruin Portal and Village that we're going to see at some point throughout these first 3 games. So we're guaranteed to see those 2. The Silverr ban makes a ton of sense, and we'll have to see if Silver's pick ends up working out for him. The good luck, the W sportsmanship. Do we see the MJ from Silverr? No, it was probably already done. So let's see what happens here in this matchup. Buried Treasure.
Yeah, how do you think both of these players are feeling mentally? I know Fine has been kind of alluding that he doesn't feel as confident playing Silverr. He's
I'm
made
gonna
some
be
like
honest.
slight jokes that like I feel like I'm gonna lose, something like that. How do you think these two players are feeling?
I think Feinberg I think that was a big mental game from Feinberg. I think knowing Feinberg personally, this
Mhm.
guy has more confidence than God. Like this dude is ready to do whatever it takes to win. I think it was a little bit of like a mental battle against Silverr.
Interesting.
Get a little bit of like the under his skin maybe. So
Yeah.
I think that's more what it was. I mean, maybe listen, I don't know. We'll have to see. Apple
Mhm.
pickaxe from Silverr. Unfortunately, we can't craft that yet. But we do have shears for both players. Actually, wait, maybe did Silverr actually make shears? I'm not quite
Yeah,
sure.
I believe they did because he has 5
Oh
wool
yeah,
in
he's
his
5
hotbar.
wool. Okay, yeah. So both players doing shears for the sheep. Really like that. Feinberg heading this direction for the kelp, and both players here. Feinberg ahead by a couple seconds right now.
Yeah, Silverr just like stalled a little bit too much, checking a different part of the ocean. Feinberg immediately going towards the kelp, but I guess it wasn't even the kelp, it's just this ravine right here.
Yeah, this is going to be super easy. Now, again, portal moment for Feinberg. It should be good, should be chill. This is a moment where Silverr can maybe make up a couple seconds here. Both players are going to be entering, and Feinberg does mess it up. Caster's
Oh
curse. Silver's in the
no.
nether. Feinberg is still dealing with this magma ravine here. But the
And when
bastion seems to be a
another
little bit far, and this terrain does not look amazing. Let's see here. Quick check. I
Yeah.
think Silverr actually might have saw it on the right. Maybe not. Rechecking. Not anything amazing. I think what I
Maybe.
saw was a
Oh,
ruined portal. Just sees the bastion in front of him.
I don't even see the bastion. Is it just really far through the soul sand?
I think so. I think it's a housing, and it's like you just see like the underside of it. I believe. I could be wrong, but that's kind of what it looked like to me. Do we see it? Yeah, you see that like little underside. I
Oh,
can't tell
there
if
it
it's
is.
housing
Yeah,
or
yeah, yeah.
stables, but
Yeah.
Silverr does have that now, and it is
It's
housing, and it
housing.
is manhuntable.
Yeah, and you're entering from this side too. Like I think both players are probably gonna be playing manhunt. It's just so easy.
Yeah.
Going for the triple first is like usually the nice play, but here it's just totally free to play manhunt. Yep, and Feinberg's down, both playing manhunt, replacing that little bit of magma with dirt, like the play.
Yeah. And for Feinberg messing up the portal, I don't think he's that far behind. I think it's maybe like 5 seconds or so. So I think
Mm-hmm.
made up a little bit of maybe terrain,
Oh,
but
but
has to
Piglin
deal with this piglin now. I would probably just
expertly done.
that was beautiful. Just give him a little nudge along
Mm-hmm.
the way. Very nice. But Silverr not having to deal with that. That's going to be another 5 seconds of time save for Silverr. The Feinberg doesn't have to deal with. And this could be a very linear seed. Silverr is going to be checking for the pie chart potentially. Both players having to change because they haven't seen the fortress yet.
Yeah, I mean, this is the spot to check your pie chart. I feel like when you're getting into that top level gameplay, this is one of the first things you learn how to do. Checking your pie chart as you're mining the gold. Perfect
Yep.
overlap. As long as you don't have funky hotkeys or anything. I know Silverr has quite a few HKs and
Yeah, and I mean,
different
let's talk
languages.
about that for a second right now. So Silverr is the only player that I've ever seen in ranked playoffs, maybe ever. I could be wrong, that has
Mhm.
tools on the right. And this is because of the
Yeah.
new hotbar kind of situation that Silver's been practicing. Now, I'll be honest, I don't know too much about what he has changed exactly, but it's
Mhm.
very clear that he's taken it incredibly seriously and has something very unorthodox compared to everyone else.
Yeah, I believe he actually picked this up
Rao
from
also has tools on
Rao.
the right, according to
Yes,
chat. I've
exactly.
never noticed that.
And so I
I
think
think I'm silly, but it makes sense because Silverr and Rao talk about this stuff all the time, so that makes sense.
And I think the argument is that as soon as you craft all your stuff, your crafting is going to go to the right side of the hotbar. And so as long as you're making sure you craft in the right order, you won't have to use your offhand to sort your inventory. And so you can open that time to maybe looking for a ravine a little bit more, maybe thinking about your seed. But as we see here,
Yeah.
Silverr is just fully out. Feinberg
Yeah,
now
Silver's
purling
fully
out. They
out.
both have 20 obby.
Again, I think Feinberg made up maybe a little bit of micro here, which is incredibly surprising because of having to deal with that one piglin. But I don't think he's that far behind. Like, really keeping it close here against Silverr. And I don't think Silver's doing anything wrong. Like, I'm very surprised Feinberg's just having that innate ability to just have like these very little moments of time save. And this is an area that he's really good at, this like in between of between Fortress and Bastion. And he's actually going to get to the Fortress
On the
and
spawner.
spawner first before
Wow.
Silverr.
Yeah, I like that you bring that up. Fine was just the pearls just seemed a little bit better in terms of the angle towards the fortress. Just a little bit better on that decision making. Silverr, I know he's super in with the mechanics. He's got the different hotbar. He uses a different language. Fine, he has none of that.
Yeah, no, nothing. Very, very traditional play from Feinberg. I mean, this is just very linear for both players now, though, right? Like they're just gonna play the same spawner. They're not gonna try
Mhm.
and find a second. They're both gonna be leaving from the same spot. So a lot of fortress micro here, and this is an area where Silverr can catch up a little bit. He's a little cleaner on the crafting. Maybe gets a portal and the eye off a little bit earlier. But Feinberg already had 3 rods. And talking about the micro, Silverr has an iron sword with the gold axe.
Mm. I like these plays, especially there. It's especially nice if you have really quick blaze rates, because if you have slow blazes, you have a lot more time to craft. Maybe you mess up on your search crafting a little bit. Maybe you're not on point with your axe hitting. But when the rates are fast, you can overlap that a lot cleaner and actually make up time on your opponent.
Yeah, but I mean, look at this. Feinberg has everything crafted, has 6 rods in the portal already. I believe Silverr only has 3 rods and is going to kill these blazes, but there's only 2. So, oh no, there is a third behind the spawner. I didn't see that. Does this drop 3 rods, though? It's probably unlikely. How many rods does Silverr have? It might have been, I saw for sure 2 out of 3, only has 5. So is still 1 rod behind Feinberg, and there is no eye break. So maybe Silverr missed a spawn cycle or something? Or maybe, like, missed a
Maybe, I mean,
clear?
he was a little bit slower into it, even though he left
Yeah,
the bastion
maybe
earlier,
this
he was slower
spawn
to the
cycle that
spawner.
Feinberg has, because he has 3, maybe it was 4 and just had to kill only 1.
Mhm.
That's maybe what I'm assuming here. And Silver's gonna have to throw a second eye as well.
Not looking good for Silver fans.
No, it's looking a little bit tough here, and this terrain for Feinberg is so simple. It's just a straight line down this soul sand with soul speed, and is
Into the
boating
lava,
down.
gets the
Should
boat
be
before it
fine.
burns. Love that play.
Love that as well. Gonna be just building out to have the portal. I believe Feinberg is just right here. Should be a couple blocks away. Struggling a little bit to find it. I mean, it's not a lot, but it just gives Silverr like a second or two to maybe catch up. But is it going to be enough? Feinberg very confident in strongholds. Not as confident in the end, but we'll see if it ends up mattering. We've had a lot of crazy 0 cycle ends today so far.
We have.
In the stronghold, Silverr having to kill, gets
Silver's
the last
still
rod.
not out yet.
No, well, I don't know if the
Wow.
second rod actually broke, but did at least get a rod there, or second eye actually broke. No, is going to be out. So Silverr is leaving, but Feinberg, I think, likes the spike down the staircase.
Oh, I like the spike too. Down the stairs too, traditional stronghold nav, the lower you go, the slightly more likely you are to be hitting portal room. Oh, and this has got to be it right
this
here.
looks really good, right? Yeah, I mean,
Yes.
this is not the easiest nav ever. It looked pretty good from Feinberg. It's a 1 eye. Here we go. What is the end going to be? It's open. Silverr building the portal, but it won't matter if this is hittable for Fine. And
Oh,
it's
and it's a
front
front easy
cage,
cage.
baby mode.
Baby mode.
This is it. Like, this is it. You just go to 95. No reason to go crazy. Pretty standard stuff. As long as the dragon doesn't fly, which is so unlikely in ranked, this should just be game for Feinberg in Seed 1.
Wow, yeah. And in the past, people have called. I mean, I guess Fine especially has called himself not great at zeros, but he's really stepped up his game. I mean, this is an
Yeah.
easy 0, but very cool
Listen.
to see Fine hitting these zeros, finishing with a sub 9-minute speedrun.
I mean, this was great. This was a great. I mean, there were so many little like micro things that we thought maybe would cost Feinberg the game, like that piglin in the bastion, that mess up of the portal in the overworld, and it just doesn't matter. He still wins. So imagine how much ahead he would have been if he doesn't have those little things happen. So really curious to see. I don't think Silverr played badly at all. Just the main thing that really stood out here is that split from enter bastion to enter fortress. The pearls from Feinberg were really just exceptional.
And it even looked like they were on similar terrain, but Silver just didn't find the spawner. I don't remember if he got any strays, but he was just like, that's where all the time loss was. I think the fort.
Crazy stuff there. And again, like the difference between entering fort and finding the stronghold, that 43 seconds, what is it? So it's 34 seconds of time save from entering the fortress to finding the stronghold. And again, there was that little mishap. Feinberg goes the wrong way for a second, loses a couple seconds. Doesn't matter. Still gains 35 seconds overall. Really, really impressive stuff. And I think what this seed did a great job of showing overall is just the raw consistency of Feinberg.
I think that's where he exceeds. People have called him one of the best decision makers out there. He doesn't do all the tiny little mechanics that everybody does, but he has a fast mouse. He's smart. He knows how to use it. And today,
I mean,
he's starting off strong.
that was a really big thing. And when going against someone like Silverr, right? Like getting that first seed, especially this is Silver's seed pick, right? That's just such a nice confidence boost for Fine going into this next game. as well. Really, like, not that he needs it, but to remember, like, you belong. You're going against a guy who's really, really good, who's done well, who's won a ranked playoffs before. And this is Fine's first as many times as he's done it and as much tourney experience as he has to remind yourself, yeah, I'm here. I'm going to give it my best and see what I can do.
Yeah, I'm so excited to see the rest of the matches. I'm always hoping for a game 5, but especially here. I mean, both of them I
Wow.
call friends, and I want to see some good matches here. No deaths. I think this season has
Yep.
been really good. The quality of play is getting better. People are dying less. No
I mean,
crazy mishaps.
what do you think of the seed pick here from Silverr? I think it's very surprising. The picks are either Village or Ruin Portal. I thought Silverr would prefer Ruin Portal here.
How you do Ruin Portal as well? I don't know. In my mind, Village is a little bit more similar to like a Desert Temple type seed, and Fine is obviously really good with those, doing AA a ton. He knows how to route things, but Silver feels confident here.
I think this is a mental thing for Silverr in the sense of like obviously seed 3 regardless, if he doesn't pick Village now, it's going to be Village. So I think it's something
Mhm.
like I'd rather try and get the win on the harder seed, tie it 1-1 and then have the advantage going into map 3 with Ruin Portal to potentially go up 2-1 with my favored seed pick before the bans get lifted.
That's a
I think
good
that's the
line.
thought process.
Let's hope Silver wins here then.
Yeah, absolutely. We want to see this go to a game 5 here. Village, again, the big thing with Village is not just that it's a village, but what type of village, right? I mean, there's 5 different types. Obviously, it's more likely to be something like a plains or a desert or whatever, but show me an acacia. Throw me a spruce village. Like, let's get crazy. What's going on
Yeah.
here? What do we got?
I think this would be the match to do it, but no, we
Oh, it's going
have
to
a
be
Plains
linear.
Village.
Very linear. Oh, and a
Oh,
rune portal.
Ruin
Did you see that?
Portal. Yeah, I did. So maybe they're just entering there. You have the potential to maybe carry a lava bucket over there if you need one more. Lots of quirkiness that could happen here.
Yeah,
Fine
let's
on the
see what this test
blacksmith
is.
slightly sooner, but Silver already has the 12 iron.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
I mean, and not
Love
only
to
the
see it.
12 iron, but the 4 obsidian for the ruined portal, right? That's massive. You might not
Yeah.
even have to find the lava pool. I think it's going to be enterable with just that. And it's going to be able to get shears, potentially just get flint in the ruined portal chest. I mean, this is really nice. And they're playing it so differently.
Wow.
What
And
the
it is,
heck?
oh my gosh!
Excuse me? Excuse me.
The
Hello?
chest. This is gonna be a fast enter. Silver
I
just
mean,
might
they're,
enter here.
yeah,
I
but
think he
look at
will.
the,
He's not gonna have the blocks that Feinberg does, but
yeah, that's
oh,
the
I guess he has
thing.
to get wood first. Maybe he gets another bed. Fine has got his water bucket and should just be this is really fast.
Yeah, this is so interesting. I mean, both players are playing this completely differently, right? Like Silver doesn't even have a bucket, is going to
Mhm.
potentially think about shears, but it's just like so far, right? Like you like, what are you going to do? You're just going to enter, right? You just have to enter because otherwise you're just going to put yourself in such an awkward position. I think Fine played this overworld so much better to really allow himself to have more resources, maybe a little bit more awkward on the food, but assuming we get enough gold for maybe at least even 1 gold apple, that would be massive.
And
And
this
it's
is
treasure.
treasure. So like maybe he goes bottom treasure just for the extra gold to make golden apples.
I
I don't
honestly
know
like
if it'd
wouldn't
be
even
worth
hate
it. You
that
don't have to
play if
reset as
it's like a
much.
thing where we see the fort on Fine screen too. I think it's to the left. You see that on Silver screen? Um,
Yes.
Fort
I
is
do.
there, so maybe not. I mean, I wouldn't hate it, but maybe it's a thing where like you don't need to grab the extra backup block for trades. You just grab one for the gold. That could be really nice in treasure. There are some blocks that you don't have to mine all the time. Blazes are shooting at Feinberg. I think Silver is not getting shot right now, but that is a little bit scary. This seed has potential to be ridiculously fast as well. Feinberg, a little bit of a
Yeah.
mishap though, and has to
Oh,
deal with a
tree
really
in the
awkward tree
way.
that Silver also has to deal with, but is handling
Never
it much
mind.
better. And just like that, oh, didn't mind the last block, now gets it. I think Silver has caught up enough time, and thankfully, because the seed is so good for Silver, I don't think the block like difference between the two runners really matters right now.
Yeah, and we know Silver can really play these fast seeds. I mean, it was in a casual room, but Silver has the fastest time in ranked ever.
Yeah, ever. And that seed actually was a treasure, I'm pretty sure. So this
Mhm.
is a real, this has potential to be really fast. Silver, again, this is something in a treasure bastion, really focus on the micro of Silver here. Every single movement, every single minor detail that Silver is doing has been practiced meticulously over the last month or so. And that's something where he might be able to gain a little bit more time against Feinberg
And get
comparatively.
gassed.
Yeah, gas could be a big deal. Obby check, we're at 12 right now. Feinberg has that extra gold block he's trying not to use because he wants to try and use it for a golden apple if he can. Silver doesn't have to worry about that. and it's going to be close. Another gold block. Feinberg also has this backup as well, so should just be. I would be shocked if Feinberg can't make at least one gapple here.
Yeah, me too. And why was there a stack of gold there? Did they not trade
Missed
it?
the throw. He missed the throw.
Oh,
wow.
That could be a big throw right there. I guess an improper throw, but it could lead to a throw of the match.
Yeah, I mean that could be absolutely detrimental.
And I like that they both already have a blaze bed from the village. They don't need to spend time pre-crafting that. They can totally focus on the trades they're getting. And Fine is in the fortress. Let's see how
Fine is in the fortress. I think Silver's about to leave as well. I don't know if has a pearl hang up or just was lowering it for the gas. Seems like it was just for the gas and the blazes, but is now in the fort as well. Only about 7 seconds or so behind. Both heading to potentially a spawner. Neither sees it maybe yet. And again, this is where the macro or the micro might come in with Silverr busting out the iron sword. Feinberg not having that.
Yeah, I really like the play. Silverr had a deeper pearl. I'm not sure if Fine got any strays, but that led to Silverr getting to the spawner faster.
Yeah, and this is a great clear. I think Silverr handling the clear a little bit better, and the spawn cycle is really fast. So Feinberg only getting 2 strays. Silverr only getting 2 as well. I thought it might have been enough for a clear of a little bit more. Not strays, excuse me, just spawns from the spawner, but not going to matter. So both players on that first cycle after the blaze bed clearing enough to get the same amount of spawns, which is going to matter in a seed this fast and a seed this close.
Exactly. And I'm really curious to see how Silverr is managing this iron sword play, because it's a little bit harder than before, and not everybody has totally shifted to it, but Silverr always trying to push the limits of the newest tech. And so it's very cool to see him do that. We got Fine pre-crafting, 4 rods, Silverr also 4 rods. Neither, I think, have built their portal. And Fine, look at that. Crafts 3 golden apples. Silverr, though, has 20 bread. So he can't pearl as aggressively, but just has more food.
Just has so much food, yeah. Also going to have more gold pickaxes than Feinberg. Feinberg can only craft 1. Feinberg also misplaces. Thankfully, does not matter on the seed at all. We have so much obsidian. And Silverr trying to get just the one last rod, I believe. Gets it. Might still have to kill 1 more or just going for 7. That is a 7th rod for Silverr. Doesn't have to worry about his eyes now. Feinberg does not have that luxury. That could be something that matters.
Oh, man.
Especially on Ocean.
Close.
So Feinberg is going to have to pick up this eye if it doesn't break. Silverr does not have to do that. And even if it does break, Feinberg still has to kill 1 more blaze then.
And it doesn't
so
break.
Feinberg has to do this whole setup. And Silver's just out.
Silver's just out. I mean, look at that. Just the difference in the measuring eyes. Silverr entered the overworld slower, but is out faster. And has golden picks.
I mean,
Feinberg
yeah, but this is
has
so
golden
close.
apples.
Feinberg
So
seems to
maybe
take
if it's buried,
way
it's better
worse
for Silverr.
terrain.
If it's open, better for Fine. In a cave,
it.
love the secret tunnel.
The terrain difference is so big between these 2 runners right now. Feinberg took a much wider turn, and it just doesn't pay off. Silver's just here.
Look at that 620 stronghold.
Yeah, that was
fast.
Unbelievable terrain now from Silverr. That was some next level stuff. Gets the spike he's looking for.
This could be a really fast completion. Entering right here, mid 7-minute time. Let's see the 0. Enters. Look, clean eye fill.
That was so unbelievable. 057 and is going to have to eat bread at some point. Gets the clip. It's back. This is a tough 0 for Silverr.
I guess 7 explosives, 7, 8 explosives, somewhere in that range. Should be fine.
94, 97?
Using a
pushing to 94.
This is what I use. Ran out of blocks. And
has to back out.
He didn't have enough blocks. He had the crying obsidian, but couldn't switch to it. Fine. Is Fine going to go for this back hard 0? He knows he needs to hit it. I think he's pushing. But a bad pearl! He can still push 90. Doesn't push 90.
He's just going to go for ground 0. Silverr deciding not to, and Fine also deciding not to. Both crafted ground 0 and neither going for it.
Crossbow versus bow.
Yeah, it's actually a benefit to Fine. I mean, I'm shocked that neither went for ground 0. I'm not 100% sure on the explosives, but I think both have got to be close to 8. I mean, Fine has 2 anchors and at least 6 beds.
I agree. And like Fine has iron bars in the inventory. I assume Silverr does too. Like why? Yeah. Why not? Like that's the difference maker.
They just mentally telepathy decided to do a perch race. Not a perch for Feinberg.
Wow, so close. Silverr entered only a few seconds faster than Fine. How long was it? 20?
Maybe 10, 15 seconds at most. And it's just a waiting game.
Fine killing an
Fine
Enderman.
also killing, yeah. I mean, Silver has 10 pearls, so I don't know where Feinberg must have missed a trade or just didn't wait as long as Silver,
Yeah.
but neither getting the perch they need. I mean, this is a massive 2-0 versus 1-1 is massive. Silver
Mhm.
needs this to perch. Feinberg, if he gets this, is just one win away from semifinals in his first playoffs, and nothing's
Oh
happening.
my
The
gosh.
old
The
Betsy
tension
play.
is building.
I mean, this is kind of
Do
crazy. The
you
old Betsy
ever
play from Silver
burn
for
one of
the
your
mental.
anchors to do the anchor advancement for the mental game?
That would be crazy. This looks like a perch for
Got
Silver,
perch.
but it also looks
It
like a perch
worked
for
for
Fine.
Fine.
They both snap. They literally both snap.
what's the
Like,
stream
I
away?
don't know.
Silver's ahead by like 2 seconds. I think Silver just wins here.
No, but
But
I think it's Silver.
I think it's a 4-bet for both of them.
Oh, Fine actually messed this
Oh,
up.
and
So I
Fine
think
messes
Silver
up.
takes it.
Oh my god.
Also was like 2 seconds ahead on the screen share. I mean, wow.
Wow.
Oh
That's
my
what I wanted to
gosh.
happen, though. Now it's tied up, 1-1. Silver entered end first, so if there's any
It is
deserving to be
deserved.
had, it was to Silver there just for being slightly faster. They both bailed on
It
the 0.
is
Both didn't
deserved.
ground 0.
I mean, what a dead heat. I mean, the thing that was really the separator here in my mind was the pearls and the terrain that Silver took to second portal was like perfection. It was actually the most
Yes.
beautiful thing I've ever seen. Making up 16 seconds on that is unreal. And then just not getting there, running out of blocks on the 0, and still thankfully being able, for all of our sakes, to clutch it out to guarantee us at least a seed 4 in this unreal matchup.
The scriptwriters really done a good job.
Yeah, the budget went up for the script writing this year. I mean, oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. That was unreal. I mean, like, the story of this game to me so far has been how the runners have used their pearls. Because on the first seed, it was Feinberg pearling to the fortress. On this seed, it was Silver pearling to the stronghold. Is there anything else that you're kind of noticing that's like that, that's just really been a difference between these two runners?
I mean, even on the pearls, Fine had a short pearl on the tower.
Yeah.
And he couldn't go for the 0. No,
That was
I
crazy.
think that's a good way to write the story. The pearls.
I mean, just, oh my goodness. I mean, this has been an unreal matchup. That means we know we're going to a seed 3 ruined portal, which is probably what Silver wanted. We forgot about that from the talks that we had. Like, Silver picked this seed when he has a 45% win rate. 45% win rate in Village. And
Yeah.
now gets to go to a seed type where he has an 82% win rate. So
That's gotta feel real good.
I mean, that's got to be amazing. Fulham is ready to head over to him. So go show Fulham some love. Be nice. Let's see what Fulham caught that we did not in this absolutely insane matchup between 2 of MCSR's Titans.
All right, we have transitioned. Sorry, I'm not able to hear. We have transitioned. Sorry, I'm not. Apologies for the echo there for just 1 second. What a first few seeds from this match. Silver versus Feinberg. Wow. Wow. What an incredible start. What an incredible first few seeds these have been. Absolutely stupendous so far. Really, really good gameplay. There's very little that I can even analyze simply due to the fact that these seeds have been so back and forth while being so close. I mean, you saw from the splits that they are all very, very close and tight within one another. There's only very, very few minute details that I can even pick up on here, including, but not limited to, this portal mishap. Notice that Feinberg did grab a water bucket here rather than the lava bucket. Maybe just a few centimeters inside the water. You can kind of see it when he F5s here. His hitbox is going to be interacting with this water block, meaning that he picks that up rather than hitting the lava right here, meaning that this turns into obsidian. Uncompletable portal. Has to make a second one, which we see him do. At least he doesn't mess up the 2x1 the second time. But it does allow Silver to take the lead in this seed early on, even though Fine was ahead in the overworld. Once we're into the nether, it was a pretty even matchup, but something that I did want to pick up is what the commentators already said. Feinberg's terrain management, a lot better. To get from the bastion to the fortress was insanely faster, and specifically to get to the spawner. Notice that he noticed this was a spawner, saw it straight away, diverts his attention straight here, which is something that Silverr did not find for a little bit of time. Further increasing the lead of Feinberg, even with a little bit of a mistake or a slight mishap there with the blaze bed. And finally, we've seen Feinberg hit a 0 cycle. It was, as Rekrab said, baby mode 0. Even I think I might have been able to hit this one. However, he did hit it cleanly. I believe he did crossbow for a double bed, and he was able to take this first seed very well. It was a very strong play, and played this seed pretty much perfectly. Made a small mistake early on, but was able to take that advantage back. Another thing to note, I believe Silverr had to throw a second eye in that first seed, which was something that he didn't have to do in this second one. Worrying about the ghast and immediately throwing this gold. Notice that he's still got that forward momentum from running down the stairs here. He did not stop. He's still got this forward momentum. Throwing it directly this way, a little bit to the, a little bit offset to the right-hand side here. And notice, I'm probably not going to be able to stop this on the perfect frame, but I'll give it a good go. Yeah, my fault. You can see here, it looks like it's going in the hole, but in fact, the items actually grab right onto this ledge here, meaning that for the next, I want to say 20 seconds or so, no pigs are trading. Instead, he is grabbing loot from down here, grabbing chests, opening chests, finding materials, grabbing backup blocks, and as he runs back up these stairs after grabbing these chests, grabbing this backup block, we've had 20 seconds of that gold sitting on the ledge, as you can just see on the corner of this frame here, sitting on the ledge. So he's missed 27 gold trades there for a substantial amount of time, meaning he has to wait extra long for more pearls, any fire res, that sort of thing. You know, extra string, etc. That stuff comes later, meaning Silver's allowed to take an advantage into the fortress. But with Silverr also playing the fortress really well, and as the commentators did pick up on, having that one extra rod in the ocean, saving him extra time there. And with this, Feinberg is behind and Silver's missed the 0. He goes straight in for the 0 cycle back of the buried 0, going for a back dragon. It is very tall, and I don't know quite what this pearl is, but not ideal. This pearl is pretty poor. Yeah, that is not making it anywhere near up the tower. It's a good decision. Once it lands around here, he's going to have to build up to here, or maybe at least up to here for a side setup. It probably hit around about 81, I want to guess. 82. That's going to be a really difficult situation. Maybe he could build a very low offset side setup if he knows it. But we already know that Feinberg's not the most confident with zeros. Instead, he had to be bailed out and go for a perch race, which was what we saw. Neither of these runners going for ground 0. And Curryway and Rekrab's reaction to this was insane.
This looks like a perch for Silverr, but it also looks like a perch for Fine. They both snap. They literally both snap. Like, I don't know.
Silver's ahead by like 2 seconds.
I don't really know how else to bring this up apart from to say what an incredible perch race. And Feinberg goes for a 4+1 to try and possibly run the seed out slightly faster, but the damage immunity window definitely came back to bite him there, meaning that it did take him 4+2, even though, as you guys can notice, as did the commentators, there was an ever so slight offset with the timers. So Silver's stream was roughly 2 seconds ahead. So I think that Silverr won by, I don't know, around about 3 or 4 seconds here. Very close seed in that second one. Can we see this go to a game 5? Let's hope so. If it does, I will see you back. If not, either way, let me send you guys to Curryway and Rekrab for the next few seeds.
Thank you so much, Fulham. I mean, oh my goodness. Like, we've seen so much good Minecraft today. I think those 2 seeds were just the cream of the crop so far. What do you what's kind of on your mind as we head into seed 3 here? What would be going through your mind? Let's say you're Feinberg in this situation. You're going into this, you just lost a perch race, tough. You forgot about ground zero, tough. How do you bounce back? How do you get ready back into it?
I don't know. I would certainly be sad about that pearl. I think, I don't know, just take a couple deep breaths. What's happened, happened. You just gotta if you gotta lock in on the next one. I don't know what else to say.
You gotta lock in.
Fine is really good at locking in. He's good in tournaments. I think it's certainly either player's game still.
Absolutely. I completely agree. I mean, we've seen both players really neck and neck, which has been awesome to watch. And we already know the last seed available is Ruin Portal. And if this is going to go anything like the percentages of wins for these two players, Silverr has to be licking his chops right now. This is exactly what he wanted going into this third seed. Feinberg has to pick it. But if Feinberg can especially win this seed and if Feinberg wins the seed, he basically guarantees Desert Temple game 5 if he wants it. He guarantees it if he wins the seed.
Which would be huge for him.
If Silverr wins this, he guarantees not having to play Desert Temple in game 5. It would probably be game 4, and then can pick something like Ruined Portal or Shipwreck or Buried Treasure in that game 5. So this has a lot of implications. It has the potential to be really, really fast, as all of these seeds potentially do. But so the slowest seed of these two is 907, and it was a village seed. Like they are absolutely crushing it so far. And I'm really excited to see more of the differences in gameplay. I think that's really been the thing that's shown so far. Like they're so close, but I feel like the micro between them, they have a very different play style with what's in their hotbar, how they handle situations. Would you agree with that? Has it been like kind of a story of what they're doing differently, kind of like that Bastion Split and Beyond almost?
I would totally agree. I think they both have good micro, but Fine is just it's a lot more straightforward micro. You know, Silverr has the different languages. He has the different hotbar. He's looking for every sort of technique. He does tab space crafting. Fine does none of that. But yet, Fine can make up time on Silverr with the micro.
Dude, look at this. Like immediately, like not even half a second, Feinberg immediately heads to this village, grabs a tree, is going to grab like a couple hay bales, and it's going to be good. And instead for Silverr immediately mines down for cobble and then punches the street and had a lot of hesitation doing so. And that hesitation is going to come back to bite him already in this overworld. I mean, Feinberg is playing this overworld again. I think that's been the story too. Playing these overworlds so well. Gonna have a bed, gonna have a bunch of leaves, gonna have food leaving. I mean, this is amazing.
Super high quality. I remember Fine saying on his last match with Shimon, he thought he played his overworld perfectly with the village.
Yeah.
Was it also a ruined portal with a village next to it, or was that one straight village?
It might have been.
Was that Desert Temple Village?
It might have been Desert Temple Village. I think so. Yeah, that's what it was. It was Desert Temple and then the village there, and he went for it, and Shimon didn't. And now this is the thing, though. So Silverr's going to get pork, but Feinberg just has so much excess food and is also going to be at this ruined portal faster and has a bunch of blocks like Silverr does too. But I think I prefer Feinberg's situation here by a lot. I mean, he's going to be 15 seconds faster, I feel like.
Just so much faster. Yeah, just totally different ways of playing the overworld, and Fines was just better. I don't think Silverr had any mechanical mishaps. It was just not as good routing.
Yeah, I mean,
crazy
this is very interesting.
Fine.
Yeah, had a little bit weird of a boat bug. Also, did see the fortress, so knows where to go. I believe this is a bridge bastion. Has a little bit of weirdness there as like mining through a couple blocks, but has so many blocks here. Going to be able to mine right up to this chalice. Silverr also seeing the fort, so a very linear seed, and this is going to be a sub 2 chalice basically for Feinberg.
Yeah, a lot of these seeds are just like this is going to be a fast seed, and every seed I keep thinking that, but I think the gameplay of the runners is also just so much higher than any season before. We are seeing
this is crazy.
Pretty much only sub 10s. Even the last seed, it was a 907, and they both had a perch. They didn't even zero, and it's just a 907. Okay, guys. Okay, Silverr. Okay, fine. Let's see how they play this bridge.
It's really impressive. I mean, Feinberg knows there's a triple on the left, deciding to go for the right side DK, though. Hoglin proofing it, has everything that he needs to do. I'm curious if Silverr will do the same. Potentially maybe goes for gold pick Jason route here, but it can be also really awkward if like the soul sand here is at an awkward level for something like that. So curious to see what Silverr does. Feinberg going to have a lot of pigs, and the terrain here is super open leaving.
Yeah, probably not going to be a ton of decisions leaving. You just want to get maximum pigs possible. I mean, I guess left side is closer to the fortress, but no, Silverr is going to be playing this right side
Jason.
triple with
And
Jason.
has a Hoglin right here.
Oh,
is
innovative Jason!
Whoa!
Love the creativity.
Innovative Jason.
It's a little
This
bit
is
bad because of the soul
beautiful.
sand. The pigs are going to take a little bit longer to walk over, but they should be able to pathfind just fine. Didn't
my
look anything
goodness.
crazy. Oh, freaking babies. I hate babies.
Yeah, we have gone over we do not like babies. This is an anti-baby stream. MCSR rank, not getting sponsored by Pampers anytime soon. This
No,
is going to
sir.
be a little bit weird for Silverr. I mean, has like some awkward pigs that are just not in the hole. Like we have one piglin on the left near the Hoglin. We have another piglin up the top of this rampart. Like it's just not amazing. And it also has to deal with this Hoglin. Will be nice for food, but just something that Fine doesn't even have to think about.
Yeah, but both trades are just so quick. Like, I think Fine's pigs are done trading? No.
Feinberg's just out, I think. I think
Yeah,
Feinberg
he's
is
just
literally
out.
just out.
Both these routes are just so fast. Silverr pre-crafting the iron axe. Fine also has an iron axe. Silverr looks like he's going for even more food. The downside of not having all of the hay that Fine had.
Yeah. I mean, good pearls from Feinberg getting to the fort. Silverr taking a little bit, trying to get the high terrain there, a little bit different than Feinberg, but I think Feinberg's pearls were fine. I don't think that's going to be any big difference. And Silverr has to pearling because I believe he was short on maybe Abi was on 19, has everything now, and gets this nice pearl. But I mean, again, he's going to be 15 seconds entering this fort slower than Feinberg, and Feinberg has so many strays on his screen.
Yeah, love these. Not even low RD, just has the strays. Probably thinking about what spawner he's trying to go to immediately after. Kills one right over lava. Silverr also getting a couple strays. Aggressive pearling here. Silverr maybe could get to the spawner before Fine.
Maybe, but I don't know if it's going to be enough to really make a difference. Feinberg sees both and already has, I think, like 3 rods. Silverr does have some strays, but also kind of hit that blaze a little bit weirdly. Wasn't able to get the final kill, I think, or maybe didn't drop. Yeah, a lot of strays for Silverr. This actually might be helpful. I'm not sure how bad the rates have been. Feinberg doesn't have rods in his inventory, but I mean, this is looking. Feinberg's got to be feeling pretty good right now. Silver's definitely got to be the one to bring this back.
Yeah, and if you have like, I don't know how many rods they're on right now, but Fine's got to be what, like 4 or 5 surely at this point?
Gotta be. I mean, he's killed at least 10, 12 blazes. Silverr having to deal with a little bit more weird mobs here. Wither Skeleton, Gas, none of that on Feinberg's screen.
Silverr still only on 3 rods. Do any of these drop? Because if you're on 5 rods, I think there's a very good argument for
Feinberg is blazing at all. And Silver's on 5. How did Silverr kill so many more blazes than Feinberg all of a sudden?
It's just
how did that happen?
And Silver's probably not even going to blaze bed. He's just going to pre-craft here, wait for the spawn cycle. I mean, it can be a little bit bad if you have really bad rates, but he only needs 1 more rod.
I guess we both just severely underestimated how many blazes Silverr was killing. I guess we just did not realize. I mean, Feinberg is now at 5, so I guess the last couple just dropped. Is probably going to be able to get 6, hopefully, from this. Silverr still only has 5. Feinberg now has 6 and is also blinding out with 1 rod extra.
Yeah, I think that last rod might take a couple blazes to kill. I saw Fine kill at least 2 and not drop. Maybe it's 2, 3, 4. That could make a big difference, especially because Silverr does not have a blaze-bedded spawner. He's also throwing 2 eyes. If this one breaks right here, he's going to have to get another. But I think Fine also threw 2.
Fine through 2 because his boat I didn't measure. Silverr has a 2,000 block stronghold. I'm not sure what Feinberg's is. I'm assuming they're going to the same one, but Silverr is just farther. They could be going to different ones, though. And Feinberg is just out. Still has a gapple. I believe he only has those 6 pearls, so maybe not an excess of pearls. But
and that rod didn't drop for Silverr. He has to wait for another spawn cycle. He's going to blaze bed. This is just looking really bad for Silverr. We thought Silverr was a lot closer than he is. Fine, it's just miles ahead. That last rod. Silverr gets 2 more blazes here. He really needs one of these to drop. That one doesn't drop. Does this guy?
Yes.
Oh, and he gets it. But again, it's a 2,000 block stronghold, you said. Gonna need a lot of good pearls. Silverr.
I think these are different strongholds. I think there's different strongholds. And Fine has to dig through this wall. If Silverr doesn't have to dig through this wall, I mean, it could be a little bit of a benefit.
Silverr, Fein's digging down now, though, so he's probably here. Silverr has the potential for gold picks, doesn't have them pre-crafted, but can craft them. Never mind, he has an enchanted gold pick, doesn't even matter. Silverr really looking for better terrain here. Still forcing high, getting higher and higher while Fine is getting lower and lower. Building his portal, it's going to be a low 8 stronghold.
It is apparently the same stronghold according to chat. Silverr, if it is the same stronghold, that means Silverr has about 100 more blocks to go on his Z, but did take pretty good terrain. I think it might be enough to like make it close, but if this is portal room for Feinberg, I mean, he is just in the driver's seat if this is it.
Yeah. I'm very surprised Silverr took this left terrain. I mean, I guess it's working out.
Yeah, I think it ended up being the right play.
But
and there's a portal room for
in the
Feinberg.
portal room.
Better terrain for Silverr, but Feinberg just had too much of a lead. And what's the 0 going to be? It's back, but it is pretty free. I think it's back 88 or 91. It might. Oh, no, it's high. It's 97.
Really good Pearl, though. I think he makes
great
this
Pearl and great setup.
Even with the misplace, he should be okay. Has a crossbow on bar. That's kind of low, but should be fine. Great double bed. Great double bed.
Amazing double bed from Feinberg. I think this is just going to be kind of. Oh, wait a minute. He's got to do it in 2 explosives. But I think we're good.
Should be fine. Would have liked to see a different orientated bed for that last one, but he's chilling.
Gets it down. Dragon killed. And again, another fast seed for these runners. Another sub 10. And Feinberg takes the lead 2-1 over Silverr. What another match. Oh my goodness.
Wow. Wow, indeed.
I mean, that was just, I feel like from that seed, I feel like Feinberg was just kind of in the driver's seat for most of it after just giving himself such an advantage in that overworld.
Yeah, that's mainly what it was, you know? Like, I guess he makes up 20 seconds over the overworld, but he's 20 seconds ahead with just the overworld.
Yeah.
I mean, and for a second, we thought Silverr was a lot closer than he was. They were finding Stronghold at the same time, but find Stronghold 40 seconds slower.
Yeah, and I think it just comes to having to wait for that one cycle, having to spend time like blaze bedding and clearing and all that stuff. Just, it was such an interesting situation in that like fort split for both runners, because it was kind of that battle between, do you go for these strays that you have? Do you kind of play the spawner? Do you organize yourself? And the rates just weren't amazing. And then when both runners were on 5, it was like a couple more blazes to get to 6. It was actually crazy in the fort. And I think that was the decider of the seed post overworld. Just Silverr was not able to do what Feinberg made up 20 seconds in the overworld. Silverr was not able to do that in the fortress.
Yeah. He was making the plays, though. He's playing for strays. Maybe on a different seed with different rates, it turns out differently. But here,
I mean, absolutely, right?
2-1. Silverr needs to get this win. I'm very curious how this last one will go, because in my mind, these two players are the clutch people. They can clutch when it counts. They have the record to show it.
Absolutely. I mean, both of these players, nerves are not something that is known for both of these. They both show up, they both perform. And because of that, we are heading to a seed 4 where every seed type is available. Now, this opens the door, like we said. If Silverr wins this next game, that basically guarantees we're going to a Game 5 Desert Temple, which Silverr does not want, but has to deal with at this point. But he's got to win seed 4, so he's going to pick Buried Treasure again, which was the first seed of the match, and Feinberg won it, and it was the fastest seed so far. But I think it is, I think in my opinion, it is the correct pick. Would you agree?
Agree. I think Silverr entered a little bit slower on that first seed because he just had the wrong decision with the ocean. Fine was more linear with it, but I think Silverr does have better mechanics in general for buried treasures. I don't know, though.
Yeah.
I mean, maybe. I'll have to look at it. Silverr maybe is still a little sketchy with the new stuff he's implementing, and Feinberg is obviously just a demon when it comes to anything Minecraft. So
I think what I really like about this is buried treasure is something, and we talked about it in the beef salad true rule game where I asked you about like, oh, do you go for like, cows or whatever? You're basically playing off of the food in a buried treasure, no matter what it is, almost all the time.
Yep.
So I think it's something where Silverr might be really confident in his ability to manage food better over Feinberg, maybe. Because think about like the seeds that we've played, right? So Feinberg did win the first buried treasure, but then it's village where Feinberg's just getting a bunch of hay, and then this ruined portal where Feinberg does go to get a bunch of hay, and then just is not really thinking about food and stuff. So maybe it's something where Silver's like, okay, like we're gonna play off this 6 cod, and we're just gonna go from there and see what happens. And maybe that's the case.
Yeah, I mean, with Fine's huge AA backlog and experience. I mean, when you're playing AA, you basically have infinite bread, you know? So
Yep.
I think that's totally reasonable to say that maybe Silver's a bit more comfortable with less food, and it looks like Silver's finding the buried treasure just a little bit faster. We got diamonds for Diamond Sword. I think
Yeah.
Final crafted as well. I know he's not a fan of Iron Sword, but Diamond Sword, both players should be going for it. Diamond Sword is just so good.
Yep.
Raising our render, looking for
that.
kelp. See any yet?
I don't see anything. Silver through diamonds has to pick them up. That's unfortunate. And crafting from both runners. I mean, Silver, I think the TNT from Silver was much better. Gets a lot more wood, but Feinberg does have more blocks overall. So that's something to watch out for if this terrain isn't phenomenal. And Silver, a little bit stuck on the crafting a little bit here, taking way more time than Feinberg as Feinberg's ready to look for the ocean.
Yeah, not only does Silver's crafting just have more inputs with tab space, but his hotbar is just different, and I think that really threw him off. He was trying to get his axe and pickaxe into the right spot, but look now. Usually he has his shovel, pick, axe in the last 3 slots. His axe is slightly off. I think he messed up a little bit even after all that. And
Yeah,
is he on the ravine?
Feinberg is on the ravine. Silver changing where he was going, deciding to pivot. Must have seen something and does. This is a different magma ravine. Obviously, they're going to spawn in basically the same spot, but potentially catching up a little bit more against Feinberg here. Still needing to get gravel or Flint finally gets it. And Feinberg doing an L-shaped portal.
Interesting,
But
going back to his roots, but it doesn't matter.
It's going to allow
faster.
Silver to probably catch up a little bit here on this enter.
Silver, weird spot, has to repair his portal just a little bit. Don't think he realized that. So loses another couple seconds there. Is fine. Is speed bridging over to Bastion, goes for the boat clutch and gets it. Love to see those. I love that more runners have been doing boat clutches more. You know, it's a little bit faster than placing your boat and boating off the edge. And especially if you can drag click, your confidence in that sort of boat clutching is just so much higher. And so you'll see people like Loki and Duke do a lot more boat clutching. And look at that, Silver doing even more.
Silver's doing it as well.
To see that.
We have a triple
totally different terrain
situation. Totally different terrain. I think Feinberg's terrain was much better than Silver. But the thing is, Silver might be able to enter from the top of the stables if it opens, but I don't. It looks like it does, but I mean, Feinberg just has such a lead in this portion that I don't know how much it's going to make a difference. Interesting to see what Silver does here. There is a gap on both sides.
Yeah. Is this even
dig in?
This isn't a triple, is it? No,
this is a lantern. Yeah.
I love that dig in though. Silver really knows his way around stables. Love to see it.
Yeah. Feinberg going for this dig down now and triple the gap. I think this is something that Silver might be a little bit more clean with, a little bit more practice with. We see Feinberg having a little bit of trouble with the babies. Yeah, we're done. We 2025, no more babies. We're over it. It's done.
Yeah, this is not a daycare.
This is ridiculous.
They're just like, oh my gosh, so annoying. Those baby hoglins.
It is crazy. Silver starting the triple the gap while Feinberg is in the gap. And it's just, again, it's a situation where how much time can Silver make up here? A little awkward placing the blocks does get it down. And I don't know if Feinberg did that. So maybe it's a situation where Silver potentially can get more piglins from having a little bit deeper of knowledge of triple the gap that he's practiced so much.
Yeah, that's a really good point that you bring up. Silver did have to throw a couple gold blocks or gold ingots. So maybe he misses a couple trade. I think he threw 2 or 3 that maybe he's aware of, that if I don't get another pearl trade or I need another explosive or I need one more obby, maybe it's at that top there. But I really like the blocks to funnel the pigs like he did.
Yeah, absolutely. So we could see from Feinberg's crafting going a little bit slow. Still has to pick up all the trades. They're still trading and has to figure out where the fort is because I haven't seen it on either runner's screen yet, but I also haven't seen pie charting. So maybe we just missed it because I haven't seen Feinberg do any pie charting yet.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised. I mean, you would think both these runners would be pie charting if they don't know. I know Silver, they took a little bit different terrain, so I'm surprised we both haven't seen it. Maybe chat's seen it yet?
Yeah, they said they saw the fort, so we are unfortunately missing eyeballs, but that's okay. Yeah. And Feinberg having to deal with a weird stuff here. I'm not sure how much cod Feinberg has, but only 1 salmon right now. So potentially, Feinberg still has the 4 cod, so has managed his food incredibly well. Silver in a pretty similar food situation, and I think he's going to be leaving relatively soon here. I'm not sure what we're missing, but it looks like we are about to be leaving. I think we're
maybe leaves out this lava. I think that would be slightly faster than what Fein did, but no. Yes. I don't know what terrain he's taken. I thought it was the
A lot
other
of
way?
hesitation from Silverr here again. I think that's been a little bit of the story. I feel like Feinberg's decision making, I mean, we brought it up before the match started. Feinberg's decision making is so good. And
Are these
Silver's going to be
different forts?
entering this fort from, maybe it's a completely different fort, but it's definitely from at least a completely different area.
Yeah.
I think this is a
Could
different
make a
fort.
difference.
This looks
I
so
think it
different.
is.
It's got to be
Yeah.
different. And again, look at the strays on Silver's screen. There's 3 strays.
And with the diamond sword, I love diamond swords.
Diamond
Getting
sword
shot
is
by
awesome.
skeletons though, so you could
Double
burn them
skeleton
with
and not that
lava,
much
just take him
food.
out. He's just gonna ignore them, which I think is probably the correct play here, since I guess he doesn't know where the spawner
Feinberg
is
has like a
yet.
double spawner thing though. You see this? He's got like it's like a
Oh,
vertical double spawner, which is
that's
going to
really
be
big.
massive for
And they've
Fein
even got
here.
the TNT to blaze TNT, but might not even do it because it's a double spawner. If the rates are good enough, you just don't need to do anything.
Yeah, I mean, Silverr is getting these strays, but all this time getting strays, and we've seen it in a couple matches, it just makes it so that you're spending less time at the spawner with blaze betting. You're going to have to wait here almost always regardless. And Feinberg, I mean, they're both on 3 rods right now. I don't know how the count is, but again, like, it's going to come down to almost certainly different strongholds, right? The terrain getting there, and what's it going to be like killing these blazes? Feinberg up to 5 rods. I believe Silverr is still at 3. So this is the difference here as Feinberg blinds.
Yeah, and Fein's already pre-crafted. He's in the overworld. I mean, he does have basalt, so if he gets a really bad stronghold, he might have to dig through a lot of basalt, where Silverr, just netherrack around him. Oh, there's a dolphin!
Yeah, absolutely.
Not
And
the
there's a
dolphin!
He gets
Oh,
it
but he
though. Oh
gets
my
it.
god.
Sometimes that can be really annoying because the like throwdown cool or the pickup cooldown like is activated when a dolphin picks it up. So even if you're on it, sometimes you won't pick up the eye, but worked out there for Fein.
Absolutely. Silverr throwing an eye. Feinberg leaving, or at least pearl hanging. Still needs that 1 more rod. Silverr needs 2. And Feinberg going to be trying to kill this blaze here to see if it drops the 6th. Has to deal with a wither.
Does it? It doesn't.
Doesn't drop. So Feinberg is still stuck here.
Do we know how far the stronghold is? Silver is what, 1600?
I'm not sure how far, but Silver's going to kill so many blazes here at this spawner.
And
Gets
is
the
he
rod
out?
and is out.
And now is ahead!
And Feinberg's also out, though. They're both out. It's literally just going to be what terrain is better.
Oh my gosh!
Oh my god,
Oh my
Silverr.
gosh! Oh my gosh! This
That
is
was
getting tight. We do not want a death here.
No, that
If
would
we
be
get one
not
death,
good.
we want both runners to die. I
I
need
think
this
both
to go to
runners are
another
out
game.
of food. Look at this. Both runners on like 2.5 hearts out of
Oh my
food.
gosh.
They're both building on. They're both building their courts right now.
Oh my
They're
gosh!
at the same time. Two
Dude,
completely different strongholds.
Silver's got the
Silver's
portal up
portal is a
faster,
little bit
but the
cleaner.
stronghold could be way different.
It's literally going to
Scanning.
come down to what does the
No
stronghold look like?
spike!
No spike for Silverr.
Fine.
No way.
No
No spike for either?
No spike? How do they play
No
this now?
spike for either
do you craft
runner.
chunk borders? Do you just send it? Fine, really spending time trying to find something. Found nothing. They're both on low health. Do they hunger reset before they get to the portal room? The longer they spend in this stronghold, the more opportunity for something like a skeleton or a creeper to spawn. If you die, it's over. Silverr going even lower. This looks
Silver's
promising.
stronghold is better. It's a 2-way, so it has to be
And it's
deep,
here.
and he finds it. And
But
Feinberg
it also finds it. Both hunger resetting. Silverr
Wait.
entering.
This is insane.
Oh my gosh.
Feinberg
think
has a 2-way, doesn't have to craft the eyes. That actually matters, and is now in the end first.
Oh, no.
Literally having a 2-eye actually mattered for Feinberg. For
Front
people who
tower,
don't know, they will
easy.
have the same end.
Do
And it's
either
a
of them
free
push
0.
99? Silverr surely
I don't
pushing
know.
99.
Silverr is going to
What
push
is-
99, has the setup ready, built,
Gets it.
has it.
Low
It's gonna
dragon.
come
That might
down to
break.
both.
That's gonna break it.
Red for Silverr. Half a
And he
heart.
burned half a heart, and I think that might be Silverr out
But
of the
Feinberg is,
tournament.
I mean, Feinberg should have enough explosives here. He just has so many beds, and
Oh
that
my
should
gosh.
do it. The
Silverr's
dragon's
gotta
dead.
be beating himself up. Wow.
Oh my gosh. The bed break for Silverr is going to be the
Wow.
deciding factor in this game. An unreal match between 2 incredible runners. Sub 10 every seed, enter to end, like genuinely maybe on the same tick. Like actually that close. Looks like it was actually
Wow.
1 second for Feinberg
Yeah.
because of stream delay there. But
Fine
that
was
1
ahead.
second was literally because he didn't have to craft the eyes. Like, that was an insane thing, and they're both just there. I don't know if Silverr or I don't know if Feinberg went all the way to 99. He might have only gone to 95,
I think
but
so.
what an unreal match from these two runners.
Wow. Fine really showing and beating the Wash allegations, won both of his matches here, moving into the quarterfinals.
Yeah. I mean, that's going to be an incredible scene to see him there. What a performance from Feinberg to really show. I think the main thing here was just the decision making of Feinberg. I can't
Yeah.
point to a single thing that I would be like, actually, I would have made a different decision there. Every single decision that Feinberg made seemed like the right one. Really, really impressive.
Yeah, and I just can't believe how close that last seed was. Silverr entered the fort way slower. Different forts entirely, I think, different strongholds. Entering the stronghold at the same time, both have no spike, yet both enter the end within a second.
Unreal.
And it's just the difference between the zero. Silver's bed just breaks, and he's out of the tournament. That one fail. Silver's first matchup, and he's out.
He's out. That is just absolutely insane. Like, I think the thing maybe there was like misplacing the obby may have like made him try and bed, like he had to fix the obby or like bed early, and then it's just like kind of messed him up, and it's just things like that. It can just change in a moment. There's so many small things where you can just die or mess up, and it's just every single thing. That's why in these matchups, consistency is so important. And there are very few people in MCSR who are more consistent than Feinberg. So that, I think, was just the big thing here.
Yeah, that's a great point. I love mentioning that he had a slight misplace on his third obsidian, something that most runners don't do because he's doing multi-block setup. So he's got even more inputs with that, messes that up. And for that microsecond, part of your brain thinks about you misplacing that and whether you fix or not. And then that part of your brain isn't as focused on locking in on the timing. And Silver's first bed was just a little bit too early, especially because the dragon's height was just a little bit lower than it normally is on that setup. It just broke the bed.
Really crazy. Well, I'm not gonna stall any longer. We have the potential to talk with Feinberg. This guy is pretty cool. I mean, we're gonna have a post-match interview with Feinberg. I'm very curious to kind of hear his thoughts. I mean, we know, Chad. He's a certified yapper, certified
We
person
barely
who's
need to
gonna
ask
tell
questions.
us
He's
a
kinda like
lot of what's
commentator.
going on here. So we'll wait for him to get dragged in here. Hello, Feinberg. Tell it what's going through your head. We don't need to ask you any questions. Let's just let you yap. What's going on?
I did it. I don't know.
You did the thing.
Congrats.
You did it.
Let's
I
go.
did the thing. It's good.
Wow. It was very
Were there
good.
any big mistakes you thought you made, or any? How did you feel actually about the pearl on that first or second zero where you short armed it? Yeah.
Yeah. How late was I in the end? Like 12 seconds or something? I don't
Yeah,
know.
something like
I mean, I short armed it, but honestly, in my head, I was like, "Fuck it, man! Like, if that's up there, I'm not hitting that anyways." Like it was like 97 with a clipping on. I'm like, dude, like,
Yeah.
it's probably good that I short armed it to some extent. Like, it's
Interesting.
not good, but like,
Mhm.
I don't know. And then I just forgot about ground zero. I had 6 beds and 2 anchors, and like anchors are good, so it's kind of like 8.5 or like 9 explosives. It's probably hittable. Ground zero is so weird sometimes though. Like, if you get this, sometimes the dragon like does actual zero cycle pathing where it like swoops in and then back in and then swoops out and back in and swoops out and back in. And sometimes it's a moron and it does that thing where like it can't
it goes
see
hyperspeed.
you. No. It's like, you know, when you're like waiting for a perch and the dragon just does like 8 360s above your head and it's like, why can't you see me? Are you stupid? It does that sometimes for ground zero. And the problem is if it's that, I just lose. Like that takes like 10 beds or like at like 9. Like that's so scary because it's never like lined up well. So I mean that's no excuse either way. I just fully mind blanked it. I just wasn't thinking about it at all. But like, okay, what was seed 1? I messed up the 2x1. That's okay.
You did.
I don't even know how.
Your pearls were phenomenal to the fortress on seed 1. That was the big separator.
Okay, yeah, because I caught up time, right? I was pretty sizably ahead on like seeds 1 and 3.
Yeah,
like,
you also had the
like,
piglin by like the first 3 blocks that you had to like push down to the bottom part.
Oh yeah, I don't know. You either spleef him or like it was so good that he got through the blockade that you have to build. Because sometimes that'll happen and he's stuck there and then I'm dead and then it's like over. But like he got through and I just kind of had to walk him down. I don't even remember Dude, everything's a blur. My pearls are probably good. I feel like my pearls were good to forts in most of the seeds. The only one, like, the treasure seed was weird because I think Fulham probably looked at it, but like someone I lost by like 2 seconds. It was the 0 pearl like miss or whatever, and then the perch race. It was just weird. I spent too much time organizing my inventory, and the trades were already done, and it like punished me because they were done like by so much. Like if I was still waiting on something, it's fine, but like it was time that wasn't overlapped. I was just shaky doing the inventory. Like I misclicked like 4 times, like trying to move stuff around. And then because I was like, oh my God, I gotta go. Like I have the trades leave. I just pearled to the part of the fort that I knew was there, that I saw, but like I didn't look at all about the bigger picture. And that's like so important in the forts. It's something that ironically, like Silverr told me yesterday, and I think he said that Manji told him that. It's like,
and
you
Silverr
want
did
to
and
be,
had a better pearl.
Yeah, you want to be doing every split as soon as possible with like no downtime. And like the entire time that you're in the fort but not at the spawner is like downtime. So it doesn't matter that like I get the fort advancement, because like what the hell am I doing? Like just running around the fort. Like you need to get to the spawner. So it's like saving your pearls and saving your food and like saving have just as little downtime as possible from when your trades are done to when you're at the spawner, like blaze bedded, killing blazes, stuff like that. And that's probably why Silverr pulled ahead. And then I watched the VOD. He found like God tier cave, which is like probably kind of my fault, because looking at the chords, like I threw the pearl above the little mountain thing that was there, like the terrain, and I landed on chords, and it was just like it was close. Like I knew I only had 1 gold pick. I think I just misjudged. Like I thought. I just didn't know there was a cave. So I'm assuming there's like a wall down there. I thought you had to dig like 30, 40 blocks, but it was probably like 20. So I think in hindsight,
terrain up there was like unbelievable.
Yeah,
it was just
I think
so
in
good.
hindsight, even if there's not a cave, it's still better to go down. But I knew, and it's like it's so annoying. Like knowing you're ahead on a split and then losing time, and you just like instantly know the decision. I'm like, okay, he must have went down. Like there's no other possible way, because I blinded first on 6. So like there's no way that he didn't catch up on the fort, even though like he got to the spawner first. Like maybe I had an extra stray or just like blaze better. Like I knew that I was ahead, and then in that split for like the 30-second split, I lost the game basically, and it was like so annoying. But then I don't know what the hell were the other 2 seeds even. Seed 3, I don't know what happened. Did he die or something?
No, I think I don't remember seed 3.
Like
it all kind of blurs. What was that?
Yeah, the thing. What I was gonna ask you was, you played like the ruined portal seed was like, or the village seed was a village with a ruined portal in it, and then the ruined portal seed was a ruined portal with a village nearby. On the last seed, Silverr didn't play the village, and I thought the big deciding factor in like all these, I feel like in seeds 3 and 4 specifically, you played the overworlds like way better. Do you think that's like an AA just like knowing village routing thing? Do you think that's just like you decision making stuff? Because I think that was like the real big thing to me, the decision making in the overworld on those last 2 seeds.
No, that's a good point. It's like, I think AA's helped because that just happens all the time. Like, you always are looking for extra structures. Like, you just play so many weird overworlds. Like, the ideal AA overworld is a temple in a village. So you learn to like play with both structure resources at the same time. And obviously, this was Ruined Portal Village both times, but I feel like it's helped a lot. I also like metagame the filter a little bit, in the sense that like I know that the Ruined Portal is always going to have 2 iron. I don't know if they're guaranteed a light if it's not the seed intended Ruined Portal. I have no idea, but I kind of just like know that there's 2 iron, and if there's not a light, like we're both gonna have to get one anyways. I almost fucked myself over because I'm surprised the chest was there for that Ruined Portal that was in the village house.
No,
I burned all my iron, and I'm rocking up, and I'm like, this is way more in the house than I thought. Like I might be screwed, and it ended up being fine. But yeah, I think AA helps. I think I just have a really good ability also. Like I think it's maybe my strongest suit, and it just sucks that like you can't pick a seed type that has 2 structures. Like there's no overworld type that's like give me everything on top of each other. But I feel like I clear so hard.
That's a really good point.
It's like my strongest skill by far is just being able to like adapt the route on the fly to like everything, because it's so detailed. Like I feel like I played both those overworlds perfectly, and I'm glad that like it showed, and it gave me a really good mental confidence booster after I lost seed 2 to like hop into seed 3 get in the nether with everything, like such good gear, and then Silver's in like 15 seconds later, and I'm like, damn, I fucking crushed that. Like, it's my seed to win. Like, if I don't choke, I'm winning the seed. And then seed 4, same thing. I'm in like 10, 15 seconds faster. It's such a good mental buff. I'm like, all right. And then it's crazy because like you're in, and then it's like you're just praying like, oh my god, nether exposed, please, good nether. And then like bastion right there, fort right there, terrain's easy, and I'm like, all right, this is it. Just like going through the motions. Done this for 5 years. Let's just freaking do it. And I got it done.
And you did do it. And you're
Dude,
moving on.
the last zero I gotta watch, man. I do this all the time still. It's so bad. I craft like 38 wool and I don't save string, and then every time I do it, I'm like, why the fuck do you have 15 beds? And then it's just like I entered and I was surprised he got to the stronghold first, but people in my chat, and I'll watch it back, I said it was different strongholds and different forts entirely, which is shocking to me. I don't know how. I don't know why you don't go to the fort that you see, but like
neither of you pirate. I think you both just saw two different forts, which is insane.
That's fair. Like the game happens like that. But I was like, damn, how is he here first? And then I crushed the nav through like a chunk call, and I was like, all right, this is pretty good. And then we enter, and like you look at the advancement, and he enters too, and I'm like, God damn it, I don't have a bow. Like, I don't have a bow. I lost. I don't have a bow. And then I went to 99, and it was way closer than I thought, so I burned like 2 beds. And it was just like, I just thought I lost. And I put a fucking frowny face in the chat, and I didn't realize Silverr could see it. I feel so bad because I didn't know he choked. I put the frowny face because I was trying to like show the emotion that I can with no mic and no anything. I was like, fuck, I lost. Like I 7-betted a front tower with like exposed. I 7-betted. And then I just didn't realize he could see it. And then I didn't realize he was gonna choke also. Oh, it's just so bad. I actually feel bad for that. That's okay.
That's all right. I'm sure he's watching and understands.
It's okay. It's a
no, he does. He already freaking talked about it in our little match chat. I apologize.
You guys did. You guys really did put on a show, though. It was so much fun to watch. I think you brought up a lot of great points. And now you get to hop back in the booth. You get to hop back in the booth. Oh my goodness.
Yeah, it's good.
Yeah. W.